Hey, so today we're talking about politics in Rome. And so we're going to look at the two main political parties merging and see how they each have their own ideas about how to lead Rome. Okay, politics are just activities associated with operating a government. Okay, now the big problems that we're facing Rome at the moment in time were greed of the rich and inequality of wealth. Okay, literally, they would have physical coins, okay, literal physical coins in their possession. Okay. And they were hanging on to it, and it wasn't getting distributed back out to people through businesses or through spending money. The rich were just hanging on to their wealth. And plebeians were losing a lot of their land and going into debt with the patricians because their economy was struggling quite a bit. Okay. Now, of this, because of these two big problems, there was two main political parties that developed in Rome. The first one was the Optimates. Okay, they were the dominant patrician political party in the Senate. They favored keeping patrician control of the Senate. And then you have the Populares, who was the political party for the plebeians, and they favored the interests of the people, and they wanted to try and make reforms. Okay, Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus were two of the most popular members of the political party who were both members of the Senate as tribunes. Okay. They sought reform and they actually proposed a bill that's going to redistribute land and wealth. And unfortunately, Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus both get assassinated before any one of their bills could take place. Now, assassination is a politically motivated murder, and this is going to be the first of many to come in Rome of these assassinations. Okay, and it was all because of their redistribution of land and wealth. Marius in 88 BCE also proposed a similar series of reforms that would have given more rights to the plebeian class, and it was supported heavily by the populares. And Sulla used his army against Marius to stop these new laws from coming into effect. And Sulla actually declared himself dictator with his army and took control of the Senate, and then left to go, took his military off to go expand Rome's territory in Asia Minor, and was heavily supported by the rest of the Senate and the Optimates. Okay. Now, at the exact same moment in time, things that were starting to start becoming more and more popular in Rome were distractions from the crisis. Okay, there was a lot of bad stuff. There was crime, um, higher poverty rates, people in debt, slavery was going up, and so the people in Rome, particularly the rich and the wealthy, wanted to try and use their money to take some of the pressure off them, and so they created these things called gladiator battles. Now, this has kind of been a thing that had happened for a really long period of time, and it was traced back to ancient Etruscan ceremonies for their funerals, where they'd reenact people's deaths. And they got hosted by wealthy patricians or Roman leaders to display power and authority and wealth. And they were used as a distraction from some of the social problems that faced Rome. Okay. Now, while Sulla was away, Marius used his own army to bring um, attack Sulla supporters in Rome. And when Sulla heard of this, he came back and regained control in 81 BCE and got elected dictator again by the Senate to try and restore the government. Okay. So as dictator, he used his dictatorship to bring more and more power to the executive branch of Rome, bringing more power to consuls. And then he stepped down in 79 BCE, right before he died in 78 BCE. Um, so then we have the rise of Gaius Julius Caesar, which will be another video coming later. But that is the political situation facing the late Roman Republic.